Welcome to Empathy Stories, where every tale inspires kindness and understanding. Today, we invite you to journey through a moving narrative of compassion and hope, a story about a lost kitten, a caring stranger, and the unbreakable bonds that unite us. Let your heart be touched as we explore this unforgettable act of empathy. In a modest neighborhood tucked away in a quiet European town, there lived a young girl named Clara who earned her living selling flowers on the cobbled streets. Clara's life was one of simple routines and humble joys. Each morning she arranged her colorful bouquets with care, and every day she greeted passers-by with a warm smile. Yet, as the sun dipped below the horizon, a different world emerged, one filled with mysteries that would soon lead to a life-changing discovery. Every night, as Clara closed up her little stall near her modest home, she began to notice an unsettling sound. It started as a faint scratching, barely audible over the whispers of the wind against old stone walls. But gradually, the sound grew into soft, labored moans and desperate cries, echoing in the narrow gap between two aging houses. These nightly noises gnawed at her curiosity and stirred something deep within her heart, a blend of empathy, concern, and the inescapable loneliness of those who have known hardship. Unable to shake off her worry, Clara decided to follow the mysterious sounds one cool, starless night. With her heart pounding, she crept along the dimly lit alley until she reached the narrow space where the sounds emanated. There, hidden in the shadow of crumbling brickwork, she discovered a tiny, trembling kitten. Its fur was matted and dull, and its eyes, large, pleading, and filled with sorrow, spoke of hunger and despair. In that vulnerable creature, Clara recognized a mirror of her own struggle, a life marred by scarcity and hardship, yet still resilient and hopeful. The kitten's cries seemed to plead for help, and in that moment, Clara felt an overwhelming surge of compassion. Though she had little to offer beyond the modest food she could scrounge together from her daily earnings, Clara gently coaxed the frightened animal closer with soft murmurs and tender gestures. The kitten, despite its weakened state, responded to her kindness, inching forward as if understanding that there was hope in this small act of mercy. For several agonizing minutes, the quiet night was punctuated only by the soft rustling of leaves and the kitten's occasional, tentative purrs. Clara's heart ached as she realized that while she could offer temporary comfort, the kitten's dire condition was beyond her ability to remedy alone. With tears welling in her eyes, she resolved that the fragile life before her deserved a chance at recovery, one that she could not provide on her own. Without delay, Clara took out her small, well-worn phone and dialed the number of the local animal rescue service. Her voice trembled as she explained the situation, the words flowing out in a rush of urgency and care. She described the location and the desperate sounds that had haunted her nights, urging the rescuers to act quickly. Not only did she request immediate help, but she also asked them to post a call for the kitten's owner on social networking sites, hoping that someone might recognize the little creature and reclaim it as their own. That fateful night, under the indifferent gaze of a moonlit sky, Clara's compassionate heart had taken a decisive stand. In the midst of her own struggles, she had found the strength to extend her empathy to another being in need. Though she knew the path ahead would be fraught with challenges and uncertainty, Clara believed that acts of kindness, no matter how small, had the power to transform lives. And as the distant sound of sirens began to echo in the night, a glimmer of hope was kindled, not just for the lost kitten, but for the community that would soon be reminded of the healing force of human compassion. In the soft light of early dawn, when the first hint of sunlight barely illuminated the narrow streets, the local animal rescue team arrived at Clara's address. The team was a small but dedicated group of volunteers, known throughout the town for their unwavering commitment to the welfare of stray and abandoned animals. Their gentle manner and quiet determination had earned them the trust of the community. And on this morning, They were driven by an urgent call that resonated deeply with all of them. As the volunteers approached the modest residence where Clara had first discovered the trembling kitten, they were met by the sight of a young girl whose eyes still shimmered with unshed tears. Clara, though visibly tired from her long night of worry, radiated a steadfast resolve and quiet strength. With heartfelt urgency, she explained the situation once more, the mysterious sounds, the desperate cries in the darkness, and the frail, hungry creature she had found hidden between old stone walls. Her words, simple and sincere, were imbued with a genuine concern that touched every listener. Moved by her account, the rescue team quickly set to work. One of the volunteers carefully entered the narrow gap where the kitten had sought refuge, his gentle hands and soft-spoken reassurances creating a safe space for the terrified animal. The kitten, still wary and fragile, gradually allowed itself to be cradled by the volunteer's calm demeanor. It was a moment laden with emotion, the soft murmur of kind words, the steady rhythm of careful breathing, and the palpable hope that this act of rescue might mend not just a broken life, but also the spirit of a community in need of compassion. Inside a nearby makeshift rescue van, the team prepared a small, warm space where the kitten could be cared for and monitored. They wrapped the tiny creature in a soft blanket, its delicate form a stark reminder of the harsh realities that many vulnerable lives faced on the streets. As they transported the kitten to their facility, a silent promise hung in the air that every effort would be made to nurture this little life back to health. Simultaneously, the rescue team understood that finding the kitten's owner was as crucial as providing immediate care. Recognizing the power of modern communication, they quickly composed a heartfelt message and posted it on social media. The post detailed the kitten's distressing condition, the compassionate act by the young flower seller, and a plea for anyone who might recognize the little creature to come forward. The online community, known for its warmth and solidarity, began to rally around the story, sharing the post widely and adding messages of support. Back at the rescue center, the atmosphere was one of determined care and quiet optimism. Volunteers took turns checking on the kitten, each one offering gentle strokes and soft words to ease its lingering fear. Their actions were not merely about tending to a physical injury or hunger, they were imbued with an empathy that bridged the gap between human and animal. Every small act of kindness echoed a deeper lesson, the idea that, in times of distress, humanity's shared capacity for care could forge a path towards healing. For Clara, who had witnessed the transformation of her desperate act into a community-wide effort, the experience was both humbling and inspiring. Her role had been that of a catalyst, a reminder that even those with little can spark significant change through selfless actions. The rescue effort was no longer just about saving one kitten, it had become a narrative of collective responsibility and emotional outreach, uniting strangers in a common quest for hope and redemption. As the day progressed, the rescue team continued to monitor the kitten's condition while the social media posts accumulated more shares and comments. Each new message of encouragement reinforced the belief that empathy, when shared, multiplies into a force capable of transcending boundaries. In the heart of that European town, where history and modernity intertwined, the rescue effort became a living testament to the power of love and the enduring spirit of community, a reminder that even the smallest gestures can ignite a beacon of hope in the darkest of nights. In the soft glow of a late afternoon, as the town's ancient streets bathed in the golden hues of sunset, a fragile yet powerful message arrived at the Animal Rescue Center. A distraught young woman, whose voice trembled with emotion, reached out to the volunteers, explaining that she had been searching desperately for her beloved kitten. The message was laden with sorrow and hope, a poignant plea from someone who had lost not only a pet, but a cherished part of her life. Within hours, the rescue center buzzed with a renewed sense of urgency and anticipation. The kitten, now showing signs of recovery under the gentle care of the volunteers, was prepared for what would be the final chapter in its tumultuous journey. As the phone continued to ring and social media posts flooded in with support, the rescue team made every effort to ensure that the reunion would be as smooth and comforting as possible. When the young woman arrived at the center, the air was thick with unspoken emotion. Her eyes, red from tears, shone with a mix of despair and anticipation as she approached the small enclosure where the kitten lay. The volunteers, sensing the gravity of the moment, stepped aside, allowing the reunion to unfold in its raw, unguarded beauty. The kitten, once huddled in the shadows of neglect and hunger, recognized the soft murmur of a familiar voice. It stirred, its eyes brightening as it slowly lifted its head in recognition. In that instant, time seemed to pause. The kitten, summoning every last reserve of strength, inched toward the woman. A few cautious steps later, it reached out and brushed against her hand, a silent confirmation that the bond between them had not been severed by time or distance. Overcome with relief, the young woman knelt down and gathered the kitten into her arms, holding it as if it were the most precious treasure in the world. The reunion was more than a simple reconnection, it was a testament to the enduring power of love and memory. Onlookers, including Clara, the humble flower seller who had initiated the rescue, watched the scene unfold with quiet satisfaction and introspection. Clara's heart, which had once been heavy with worry for the little creature, now swelled with a bittersweet joy. Though she was not the owner, she had played a pivotal role in a narrative that celebrated compassion and community. The emotional reunion had a ripple effect on everyone present. It underscored a timeless lesson that empathy, when extended selflessly, can mend the fractures of a broken day. The rescue center, once a temporary sanctuary for the lost and vulnerable, now became a space of healing and transformation. Volunteers continued to share the story online, where it resonated with countless individuals across Europe, each touched by the narrative of loss, hope, and reunion. The kitten's journey from despair to a loving reunion was more than just an isolated incident, it was a mirror reflecting the struggles and triumphs that define the human experience. As the young woman walked out of the center, cradling her recovered companion, a profound silence fell over the crowd. It was a silence filled with introspection and the realization that life's most significant moments often arise from unexpected encounters. The reunion reminded everyone that healing is not a solitary act, it is a communal process nurtured by shared kindness and unwavering support. In that European town, where ancient stone and modern hope converged, the story of the lost kitten became a lasting symbol of how even the smallest acts of love can have an enduring impact, bridging hearts and fostering a deeper sense of connection among all who witness it. Thank you for joining us on Empathy Stories and sharing in this heartwarming journey of reunion, healing, and the profound power of kindness. We hope this story has inspired you to embrace empathy and to believe that even small acts can transform lives. Your support helps us spread compassion and spark meaningful conversations. Please like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts below. Together, we can continue to build a world where love and understanding prevail. Thank you for watching.